Hey everybody, Felix Staffelbaker here. I wanted to make an EOS Blackboard discussion basically about a $1,000 blister pack for crypto, and if I was kind of just starting out or wanted to just set up like an auxiliary little portfolio that would just kind of be like an index of its own, a little blister pack. This is what I ended up coming up with. I know that's green, it's a little bit hard to see. My black marker died. Basically, the three cryptos I would use are Bitcoin, EOS, and CHEX. And you know, the current prices roughly we're looking at for Bitcoin roughly $40,200. For EOS is like $2.30 and about 27 cents for CHEX. So if that roughly stayed the same, I would divide $1,000 into CHEX by starting off in this portfolio with 0.01 Bitcoin for about $400, and this is basically just going to set your portfolio and guarantee some sort of gain over the long term. Even if the other two go to zero, chances are if you just hold the 0.01 Bitcoin long enough, it'll be worth more than $1,000. You can get your money back that way. It may take a while, but eventually there's going to be some price snapping. We're going to see some big moves. I would also purchase 150 EOS at about $350, so you're giving yourself a full exposure to the EOS network, and you know, 150 EOS staked over time. If EOS ever goes up to several thousand, you know, close to the Bitcoin thing, we'll be talking about 0.01 EOS for somebody to invest in another blister pack. And then the last thing I would do is add about 1,200 CHEX, and that would cost you about $250. And basically you have almost like a guarantee with Bitcoin. You want your super solid foundation. Then with EOS you're getting into more speculation, because you know, the people out at large don't necessarily know about EOS yet, but it's starting to gain a lot of traction. And so if you can get in ahead of that, you know, you could potentially sell a handful of the EOS and pay for the entire portfolio in the future, something like that. And then when you talk about CHEX, you're really talking about layer 3. So we basically have layer 1, 2, and 3, you know, type of investment to make sure we're kind of covering all the bases. And what CHEX does is run an application blockchain to be able to interact with things like assets. So it's like the world asset exchange. That's literally what the blockchain is. So you know, there might be non-fungible tokens on top of it, there might be games on top of it. All that type of thing will interact with CHEX. So at some point when people network it and flock to it, it will make the price dramatically increase. And we've already seen dramatic increases. We've started and recommended CHEX at a penny when it first came to EOS from Ethereum. The co-founder of Tether and CHEX, William Quigley, was saying that, you know, he could not do that project on Ethereum. They tried, so then they moved to EOS, and now they're succeeding. And you know, we've watched them grow from basically starting at zero all the way to where they are. They've got so many different partnerships with companies that are doing real things for long periods of time in the real world that people trust. And you've got EOS backed by some of the most powerful money in the world, and has the perfect setup to be, and is described all the time by the top people, but they never name it. And then you've got Bitcoin, obviously, which by this point most people assume is going to be the world reserve currency, at least be part of the backbone of the new financial system. So that would be my $1,000 blister pack, and you know, we can check on that sometime in the future and see kind of how that would go. But right now, this is where we're kind of sitting, and we're gonna see how that moves. So I just want to put that out there. Stoffel Baker out.